Hello and welcome to another multiplayer battle in Call of Warhammer Beginning End Times, a modification from Medieval 2. Today I've got a free-for-all on my favourite map, the Badlands. I think it's really good for free-for-alls because it's got a number of hills you can sit and defend. This is on the 1.5 End Times patch, or beta patch. Now we have, let's go through the armies. I've got 2 units of these new Poison Wind Mortars, which are a very nice addition to the skaven army. You may have seen them in previous builds or previous videos of my channel. And we have a couple of albino guard and some storm vermin, 3 or 4 units of spear rats, a couple of Giselles, some small rats. We've got warp lightning cannon on the flank. The reason I decided to put that on the flank is because it gets a better shot off. If you leave it in with your mortars, it's more likely to get charged. On this flank we also have some storm vermin and the unit plague monks, which are multiple HP, sword wielding skaven. They're quite tanky. Well, I don't know what their armor stats are like, but they've got quite good melee stats and melee defense and multiple HP. We have a kind of fortified orc position on this hill. He's got a lot of artillery for an orc player, which is Sippy Suppose is playing the orcs today. He's got 2 rock lobbas, 2 doom divers, I think 3 units of trolls and some night goblin netters to guard his artillery as they stun lock or throw their nets to stun enemies as they move forward. A few units and the rest all night goblins, so it's quite an interesting army. It's good to see night goblins being used. Well, I used to think they were a cool unit back in tabletop days, but the whole night goblin armies were a bastard to paint and that and build, but hundreds of models for next to nothing points, you know. Let's see, then final we've got Giardo as Hochland. He's got quite a lot of gunpowder, because I think Hochland get the long rifle. Hochland marksmen get the long rifle, which is a unique Empire sort of handgun. He's got 3 units of those, couple of units, 3 units of swordsmen, some outriders, aka pistoliers. I'll probably be calling them pistoliers. He's also got a couple of units of the halberd demigriffs, who's I forgot to put in the text files for this replay, so I don't think all the units have names. Some of them will be called unlocalized placement text, but I know roughly what they are just by looking at the model, so please bear with me and I will explain to you what those units are if you don't know. So let's start the battle. Now, the orc player has got a lot of artillery, so I think the Empire has no artillery that I can see. No, he doesn't. He's also got the War Altar, which is going to buff the morale. But here we see the great swords have already taken quite a big hit by the rock lava, and look at that. That's devastating artillery from the orcs right against the wall. My mortars are firing at the orcs, and the Empire decided to rush forward because he doesn't have any artillery to counter his. He's also got quite a lot of goblins screaming their lungs out as they're fired up into the air by the doom diver. So bear with me, that might get annoying. I may mute the sound for that because the goblins screaming. I mean, I like to have battle sounds and everything, but I don't want to hear goblins screaming in my ears every 2 seconds. I try to soften up the artillery crews with the mortar fire. It seems to be working, because I got some nice shots off there, and I've halved a couple of the regiments of artillery. It doesn't really affect their fire rate to begin with until you drop them to a certain number of models, because every artillery piece requires a certain number of crew to man it. We've got the outriders charging into the night goblins, which is quite a good charge for him. I've been moving up my Giselles to try and snipe that night goblin archer unit, and I got a good snipe off on his flank, so his left flank is sort of folding, collapsing into the pocket of his little hill. We've got some all-out charges on the night goblins, supported by the Dragonhawk patrol, so he needs to be careful here because there's stakes, and he's going to run into the stakes here. He lost his hunters of Sigmar, which is quite an expensive unit if I'm not sort of mistaken. I don't remember them being in the previous build, so I've never used them. I don't know how much funds they cost, or crowns, and they've done it again here. He lost an full unit of cavalry. Have I got rattling guns? I do. I hear them firing. I'm sniping down these night goblin netters because I don't want them to stun my skavens as I advance. I've tried to intercept the Empire player because I know the orc's been overrun and he needs some support. Well, he doesn't need some support because we're not allied, but he needs some of the attention drawn off him if I'm going to hope to do maximise the damage here. So I sent in all my spear rats, which are my fodder. I'm not really hoping to do much other than slow them down. Also, we've got the Giselles constantly sniping. My elite albino guard, stormvermin, plague monks all left in the rear. Got a warp lightning cannon shot off there on the war. It's down to 40 men. He's sending his outriders, and luckily, unfortunately, I didn't have much cavalry. I know Skaven are quite fast moving, but I didn't bring any swift enough units to try and sort of catch up to these Hochland marksmen. So I sent in my fodder wave, and it's already routed, as you can see. The great swords have just decimated or destroyed all those spear rats that I sent in. So now it's time to send in the big boys, the storm vermin, and the albino guard, to try and take out these great swords. All the while I've got mortars firing at the great swords, so I'm getting some good shots off. The rattling guns I moved up to the middle, and the Giselles I'm trying to form up here. I think I shot into my own rats, but I mean that's just fair skating play. You can't really knock that, because if it's only spear rats, it's a good trade-off if you get any kills with spear rats. And as a skaven slave, and I've got 2 units of rat swarm to guard the rattling gunners. What else is happening? I think there's probably some engagements around the other side. Let's see what's happening. I don't know, I remember. The cavalry's chasing down the Night Goblin archers here. You've still got some Knights Panther and the Hunters of Sigmar, which are down to 6 men. So they're doing alright and killing a lot of the cavalry. His demogryphs have engaged the trolls. I don't know if that's a good fight for demogryphs. I think trolls have just got too much HP for a charge or cavalry to be effective against them. So his demogryphs are just trying to constantly kill all these trolls. They last quite a while. I'm just letting them fight it out on the hill because the majority of the 2 are focused on each other, so I can just sort of mop up whatever's left, or that was the plan at least. My Skavens have caught up to the Hochland marksmen. Plague monks just run right through the Hochland marksmen and killed them. Goblin wolf riders just skirmishing with their missile cav. The storm vermin are coming in to mop up these Hochland, so I get the ranged advantage. Here we see more cavalry coming in. I use my rat swarms to slow these demogryphs down, and then pull back to the mortar position because I had a feeling he was going to try and sneakily take out all my artillery, which he did. He took out the warp lightning cannon with the outriders, so that was quite early on. I missed that, sorry about that. I was too busy focused on the middle. Getting some good shots off on the demogryphs. I killed 2 models there, and they're multiple HP. I've still got the rattling gunners firing somewhere. Let's see if I can find them. The mortars are firing. All of the gore features in this mod with the blood, I think it's a great addition to the new the new builds. Makes the battles feel more realistic. Yeah, I think I'm shooting into the trebuchet or the catapults. I can't actually see the crew, so these rattling guns are moving in for better shots, but they're getting nets thrown at them. Let's see if I get any shots off on the trolls. I can't honestly remember. Nope, they're going down. They didn't get a clear line of sight. That's, oh, look at that. I think that one's actually glitched out. I think it's dead, but it's kind of frozen in place. It's a bugged model. What's left of my spear rats are just going to get wrecked out by a downhill charge by the trolls. And I'm also getting attacked by the rear. I managed to get a mortar shot off my storm vermin. I killed about 20 storm vermin there, but I killed 1 model of halberds I'm targeting the trolls with the mortars, but they're not doing very good. But now they're into Zellfire. I'll try and zoom away from those screaming goblins because it's doing my head in. Right. Also, we've got these. I'm sniping these trolls because they're in range. They're going down. More of the goblins have remanned the crew. I sent my rat swarms in. One thing I don't like about rat swarms is they can actually rout, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They should be an unbreakable unit, I think, because they're only good for tying down enemies. But maybe it's to balance the fact that you can pin down enemies with the rat swarms and then shoot them with the weapons teams. But I thought that was the point of skaven. The rat swarms are fearless and large in number, so they will never rout. They'll just die because they've got horrible melee stats, and they can't really kill anything. Well, at least I've not seen them doing well. They can't even beat the artillery crewmen. So I know they're only 100 coins, but I think they should be unbreakable. Like never rout is what I mean by that. If you're unfamiliar with tabletop terms, we're halfway through the battle. It's quite a long battle, but it's because we basically played chicken with the trolls and the cavalry. My warlock Giselles. He's still got a lot of archers here. My storm vermin are coming in. They came back after I fired a mortar shot into them, which is no good. What else is happening? The albino guard are on the flank here, guarding. Oh wait, he's engaged these trolls here. They try to chase down my warlock Giselles, but I managed to rush in the albino guard. More trolls incoming. He's got trolls here, trolls basically everywhere. At this point I just try to fire before I lined up, as I was trying to line them up on this hill. But I managed to rout a troll, which gives me the impression that the warlock Giselles do morale damage, but I've been told they don't. But it's almost as if they do, because when you get shot by them, I've seen units rout almost instantly just with kills. We get dropped on our troll there. I didn't see what killed the arachnids, more likely the cav, but the cav's been running all game and it's exhausted. We're only halfway through the battle, but it's quite close at the end because there's a lot of cavalry and we can't chase it down. But his cavalry's chasing these trolls. Got a nice charge off there. These models look absolutely incredible, but the gold demigryphs look amazing. Let's see, we've got more albino guard chasing in, killed in these archers, which he lost micro on, I'm assuming, because I don't want my Giselles getting sniped. So we're just slowly pushing up this hill. The rat swarms are going in again, but they'll probably likely rout. Let's see. I'm just trying to stop these doom divers firing. It's about all you can expect for rat swarms for 100 gold. I don't know if they've got a fast attack animation, but I don't know, give me your opinion if you think rat swarms should be unbreakable. I may be a wee bit biased because I'm a skaven player, but I think that because the packmasters are there, the rats would never rout, they just charge and expected to die, or fight to the death. Let's see, I think the trolls have just been, no, the trolls are still about, they're up here, so Giardo's having a field day with his cavalry. He's just running rampant. He's killed on our troll. He's losing models here, there and everywhere. He's got some Knights Panther as well. I've got some rat swarms there, they're just going to die. I'm trying to chase down I didn't see these two Hochland marksmen until very late in the game. But I've claimed the hill is skaven with the warlock Giselles and the albino guard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double time it, because there's not a lot going to happen. He's just going to pick me off with charges and try to get my vulnerable units, which is how you play free for all with cavalry. Oh yeah, he's going for my mortars first. He's going to take them. They're out of ammunition, so they're near enough useless. So what I try and do is pull back behind the stakes. He's coming, but he's not going to get it. No, he's not. Let's see. I'm just waiting for him to attack the hill. It's a bit long at the end, but he's still got an outrider there trying to snipe me, but I'll see if he gets shot. The problem is with Giselles is they've got really good accuracy, but they need line of sight. So when they're on a little slope like that, they don't get the best shots off. I try to snipe these archers, but they're actually out of range. Like, they're hiding behind this wee slope here, and you can't get a decent shot off. No, see, it's not gonna work. Charging over the albino guard. There we go, there's some excellent shots off. He routed 2 units of Giselles with 1 outrider. That's because I lost micro and I was trying to chase down the enemies. But what else is happening? He's took out the artillery crew. He's still got some of these demigriffs. He's got 7 of them. I don't know how good they are HP wise because they've been worn down. Getting a shower of warp stone there, just try to kill that troll. See, a lot of guys are hiding now because it's free for all and it's last man standing. So I've got the most units left because I picked my engagements and I wasn't really focused upon by any of the other players. So I had a lot of my elite units still alive at the end. Let's see, he's just trying to pick off my Giselles, make sure they don't come back. I think he was going to charge there, but he saw a wee gap through the stakes. Then decided against it because I plugged the gap with the albino guard, and I've got the Giselles trying to line up shots. I didn't remember this happening. The golbins taking out the general, which was a spear unit. I thought his general would be cavalry, but it wasn't. So he's just waiting. I don't know if this is bugged or if he's just waiting, but it's just playing chicken now. It's a MD's game, really, because cavalry can swing you the battle. I think he does kill quite a lot of the albino guard. I think there's a doom diver still alive that I never noticed because there's so many dead bodies and stakes everywhere that I think there's actually a manned catapult somewhere, and the albino guard have got stuck in between the trebuchets, which is quite funny. Yeah, let's see. I'm speeding this up because I can't commentate for that long when there's not really a lot happening. Here we go, here's on our charge. He got my Giselles, he got through. They're out of ammo anyway, so they did their job, but they're not going to serve me any purpose when they don't have ammo. Try to chase him down. He's not going to engage the albino guard. I didn't get a lot of kills in this battle, I don't think. What else is... He keeps chasing... I don't know what he's chasing. I think he's chasing an 8 goblin archer. If this was most kills, then I could see the point. But it's last man standing. It was still a really fun battle. Take nothing away from it. It was fun to play. But at the end of the battle, I was getting a little... a little frustrated because I can't catch the Hochland marksman. I'm kind of trying to hide behind the slope on the hill here. I think Sippy Sapo is hiding his goblins. He's got a sneaky unit of goblins still alive, and he's remanned the rock lobber. That's what it was. That's why I didn't see them, because they were fighting a unit that was chasing them, and then they've come back and remanned the crew, or remanned the artillery piece. I've got some albino guard. I've got 35 left, and that unit was just exhausted chasing the demigriffs about. I don't think he wanted to admit defeat, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much against albino guard. This time we played triple speed in the actual game, so it should be really fast. This is the final charge. He got a decent number of kills on a multiple HP unit, but he's not going to be able to beat albino guard with what he has left. You can just cycle charge for maximum damage. But he is doing a number on the Albino Guard. It was really close. He got down to 12 and 24. That just shows you if you keep a cavalry unit alive, you've still got a chance in medieval too, especially in free-for-all. Especially when it's demigryphs and Knights Panther. Knights Panther are really fast and the demigryphs are really tanky. With I don't know what decent melee stats. I think the halberd version's got better melee stats than the original demigryph. That's all the cavalry did. I think these marksmen are all that's left, so I'm just going to chase these down. And that really should be the battle. When I noticed them. I was trying to wonder, there were so many dead bodies littered everywhere, I couldn't tell where the enemy was, so. Kill the rock lava with my what's left of my Warbolg Giselles. Sort of hiding there. I'm trying to work out where the enemy is, and then I see the marksmen are hiding there. I don't know, pay attention to the minimap. It's not something I use in battles, but maybe I should use it more often, because if you zoom in, you can see where the red enemy units are, which is handy. That's the Dark crew, and luckily skavens are fast enough to catch melee units, and his general goes down. I think his general is a catapult, which is an unusual choice of general by I think it's Sippy Sipo, who played the orcs and golbins. Let's see. Aye, and he should admit it's one final charge of the Albino Guard into the fray. He's dropping a lot of them though. But he can't target both. Well, he can target both units, but that's what he's doing. It's a final charge. I love how the missile units have got rank fire now. I think that was a medieval 2 bug. At least it was for me. When the rank units when they fire. He's not got a chance in melee against Albino Guard. And we finally win the battle. It was a long free-for-all. I had 300 men remaining, but 900 kills. Sippy Sipo got 400, and Gerardo got 1,281. 300 of which were probably running down night goblins, so he got about 1,000 kills. Let's see, unit statistics. Poison Wind Mortars did incredible, 127, 80 kills. Woblinkin got a decent shot off in the wall early in the game, 33 kills. Giselles did really well. Spear Rats aren't worth mentioning. Rat Swarms did nothing except take out artillery crews. Albino Guard got 30-40 kills apiece. One Storm Vermin unit got 121 kills. That was all round good performance. If you enjoyed this free for all, be sure to do more. Please leave a like. If you'd like to see more beginning of the end times content, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'd like to thank you for watching.